What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are having a sweet day. I'm Biscuit Dog, and we're back in town. So in between episodes, I've been doing a whole lot of moving and inventory management and grouping and assigning and all kinds of good stuff. And the workflow around here is getting a lot better. So I've made a bunch of new weapons, and we're going to take them with us to go and hunt the Bugmaster, because that's our next mission. Okay, so I've changed the group a little bit. I have brought most of the people we brought on the egg hunt, but now we're hunting the Bugmaster, and that's for real, not for play. So these people we're training are not going to be good enough to take down the Bugmaster. I'm going to have to bring a few heavies with, but I've made a new group, and I'll show you guys in a minute. But before we get to that, I'm using all kinds of mods at the moment. If you guys are interested in the mods I'm using, just go look down in the description. Everything will be there for you. Alright, you guys, let's get down to business. So, Bug Hunters. We have a new group. And it's bigger than the last group. So we've got 11 members in this group, and they include Ratboy, but Beep. Beep's not a new guy, but he's not strong either, so he's kind of coming on a training trip. But we've got Ratboy, Sackshot, and the Keeper, just in case. We're bringing Tiny as well, and I'm thinking about bringing Goat too, because it might be good to have bait. You guys know the plan we talked about. I think goats are going to be really good bait. Also, it's kind of a moving meat supply, if you know what I'm saying. If we're going to starve out there somewhere, which is possible, we'll have a goat with us, so if things go badly wrong, we can send the goat into awful trouble, and then harvest his meats, and not starve. Everybody hates the goats anyway, so I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. The main reason we're going to bring the goat, though, is for bait. So if we need to take cover somewhere and hunt something or attract something, what we'll do is we'll leave the goat outside, or we'll set the goat to attack that thing and then run back to us and can draw stuff into us, just like bait. So basically tie the goat to a rope and wait for something to come and eat it. I don't know how that's going to work. It may not work that well, but I think it's gonna do okay. The only problem we have with the goat is it's another mouth to feed. So that's kind of irritating, but at least it also provides some meat in an emergency, and it can eat foul meats too, and cannibal arms and things like that. So I think that's what we'll try and feed the goats with. I'm only going to bring one of the goats though, and if we do use it for bait, we'll try and find another one for the way back. Maybe we'll bring a small goat back with us if we have to use this one for bait. So that's what's going to happen there. So Ratboy and his new crew are hanging out in the Ninja HQ. I know nobody except the Ninja are supposed to be hanging out in the Ninja HQ, but Ratboy has a lifetime membership, okay? He built this place. He can bring anybody he likes in here. And actually, it's the only place with a table and chairs right now, so it's the only good place to chill. That's where we're chilling right now, but this is the new group. These are the guys who are tasked with bringing back the Bugmaster. I think it's a really good plan to bring the Keeper and Sackshot, because they're no slouches, and we're going to need some heavies on this trip. Also, I've changed everybody's equipment. As you can see, a lot of us have still got trader's backpacks, and that's for taking food and picking up any loots we might find on the way. It is quite a long trip. It's almost 3 times longer than the last trip we just took, so there's a lot of ground to cover, and there's probably going to be a lot of loot on the way, and I don't want to have to leave any of it behind. So these are the guys we're taking anyway, and like I said, we've changed quite a lot of their equipment, so I'll show you guys in a second what we've done here. If you take a look at Beep, we've outfitted him with a Desert Saber. That's obviously a good move, because look, it has bonuses against Spider, Small Spider, Bone Dog, and Skimmer. We're probably not going to come across too many Skimmers, but Bone Dogs, Small Spiders, and Spiders we're probably going to find quite a lot of, especially down in the crater where the Bugmaster lives. So when these guys got home yesterday, I tasked Dusty with making, I think, 5 of these Desert Sabers, and I've given them to everybody in here. A lot of people have Desert Sabers. Also, the people that have crossbows are going to have a backup with them. It's always good to have a great big sword with you, in case things really go down. And like we know, the crossbows are really great at distance, but obviously they're no good at close range. And when the range closes, you're going to want to give your guys something meaty to take arms and legs off with. So that's why everybody with a crossbow is also going to have a saber or some kind of heavy weapon. Same with Digna, she's got one of these Desert Sabers. Hitter's got one too. Crumble John doesn't, but what Crumble John has is a brand new fragment axe. Cutting damage 0.45, blunt damage 2.52. It has an indoor penalty of -6. The indoor penalty should be bigger in my opinion, because this is a huge weapon. But don't worry about that, because if we have to fight indoors, he's got a mercenary club. Edge type 1. Man, Crumble John's all about breaking those bones. These clubs, blunt damage 1.40, so it even has some cutting damage. .30. It's a really an ugly weapon. We're going to be breaking legs across the map with Crumble John pretty soon. Reva's also got a ranger. But instead of having a desert saber, I'm giving her the foreign saber, which is quite a nice weapon as well. Cutting damage 1.97. That's not bad at all. It has -4 attack bonus, but +8 defense bonus. So it's a good weapon to block with too. What has Blood Gnome got? Oh yes, I made Blood Gnome this awful thing. Long Cleaver Edge Type 1. Cutting damage 1.19, blunt damage 1.12. Pretty damn good. Indoor penalty, obviously it's huge, and defense bonus -2. I don't know why defense bonus, I guess it's slow to swing. Damage versus robots is +25. We're probably not going to find that many robots down there, but since he's the Blood Gnome, I think he should get really proficient at hacker class weapons, because if you're all about that blood, you're going to need a massive cleaver. That's the way I see it anyway. Tiny obviously doesn't have any weapons, but I've loaded him up with supplies I feel we might need. Some stuff in here is just to trade to the hivers on the way out, like the tools and these 6 skins. We're going to keep a skin just in the event that we need to put up a scrap tent at some point. We'll use that. What else are we going to sell in here? There's some other things to sell. Mercenary leather armor, high grade, we're going to sell that. This moon cleaver, we'll sell that as well. But everything else in here is straight supplies, you guys. So I've got a bunch of food here. I've got a bunch of arms and legs. I think I've got 2 full sets of everything. So 2 left legs, 2 right legs, 2 right arms, 2 left arms, and a whole bunch of spare bolts. So just in case people run out of ammo and we've got nowhere to get more, Tiny's going to have quite a lot. All the people with crossbows actually have quite a lot of ammo anyway. I've given everybody stacks of 6, except for Digna. I've given her 8. Hida, I've given 9. Crumble John, I've given 6. Reva, I've given 10, I think, because she's pretty good too, and I just wanted to get better. Oh, I've given her more than 10. I've given her 10 in here and another 4 here, so 14 stacks. We're probably not going to run out of arrows anytime soon. Blood Gnome's not training to be an archer or a crossbowman. Neither is the Keeper. The Keeper's just got his old plank, Edge Type 1, but it's good enough for now. This is a beastly weapon, and actually, he's doing like 171 points of damage some shots with this weapon, so that's really, really good. Sackshot, I gave him a Desert Saber too, and he's ready to fight spiders. So this is the dream team, you guys. Not exactly, I mean, Ratboy, Sackshot, the Keeper, and to a lesser extent Beep are the dream team. Beep's not really the dream team, but Beep loves Ratboy, and we're fostering a great relationship. A friendship is brewing here, so I think Beep I think Beep looks up to Ratboy, so we're gonna have him do the stuff that Ratboy does and see if we can get Beep to epic level awesomeness. Let's take a look at his combat here. Savers 11, no, he's not good at all. Martial arts 1, dodge 2, melee defense 10, melee attack 15. I think that Beep may actually be the weaker link by now. I think Lucky, Digna, Hida, Crumble John, and Reva are probably stronger than Beep now. Let's take a look. Yeah, melee attack 16 and 27. Yeah, they're way better than Beep is. Look at all these skills, Lucky. What have you been doing? I'm very proud. 18 and 24. Yeah, okay. Looks like Beep's the weaker link now. But he's got heart, man. He's got moxie, and I like him. I'm sure he's gonna do fine. Ratboy will look after him anyway. Okay, so that's everybody that's gonna hunt the Bugmaster. So far, so good. All our inventory's in order. I think we may need a little more food. I'm paranoid about food. I always take way too much food. Actually, not way too much, because it always ends up getting eaten. All of it. So I think we should just load everybody we can with food on the way out. That way we don't have to worry too much on our journey. So we can load Beep with food. We can load Lucky with food. We can load Digna with food. We can load Hida with food. And we can load Ratboy with food too, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to load all of them with food. We've got Tiny loaded with a bunch of food as well. Maybe we can add some more here. Yeah, it's a catch-22. I just got to sell all this stuff. If I didn't have to sell all this stuff, I'd leave it out and I'd put more food in. But I don't want it lying around cluttering up the place. And it's worth a few thousand cats, so we might as well sell it. All except for the tools, which are worth 90. Useless right now, really. Right, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to go south again, but we're going to avoid Vane. We're going to follow the old road to the copper mine, all the way almost to Stack, kind of like between whatever's coming for us now in our outpost over here, that should be enough to clear Vane, and then go straight down through the Share Kingdom, bordering the swamp, and then down to this awful place here. We all know what's waiting for us there. So that's how we're gonna do that. It might be nice just to pay a few towns in the Shek Kingdom a visit as well, because we haven't been there for a while, and they may have some nice new prosthetics or things like that. Also, a lot of the towns have got thieves guilds in them, so we'll pay those a visit too, see what they have for sale. That's the plan for the future. What else have we done in Fat City? Oh, yes, we kind of have a tentative grave for Jane. It's looking pretty lonely in here, but it's a graveyard. What do you want? She's the only person who's died so far, so there's her tombstone. Very sad. Very, very sad and lonely. And we've kind of put this fence around it to denote graveyard, I guess. But there is a new graveyard mod, which looks very interesting, which gets people that are walking past the gravestone to come and pay respects to the dead. I think that's a really nice idea, and I'd like to try it. I haven't spoken to the person who owns the mod yet, so I've still got to do that. But when I do, if they let me, we'll put that in as well and play around with that. Good! Besides the improved workflow that we're doing, those are pretty much the only changes that have happened at Fat City for quite a while now. Everything else is just ticking along nicely. Let's take a look at the cooking. I've set Fly to cooking since we've taken Beep with us. He was sick of the kitchens, man. Just the daily grind of washing dishes and pots and pans and cooking endless rice and vegetables was tiring him out. It was getting him down. He had no joy for life, so we've decided to bring him with us. It's better for Beep to die standing than live in the kitchen, if you know what I mean. So Fly's taken over his duties for now. Fly's learning how to cook. He's doing pretty well. We're not running out of food at all. In fact, we've got quite a nice surplus. We've been feeding the animals from this barrel, which is why it's a bit empty, but the other three are completely full. So we're not going to starve here anytime soon, and things are going pretty well in the food department. Also, we've started to make uniforms for the army, which is taking a really long time. But I think I've kind of locked down what the army's gonna wear. Alright, so we've got mercenary plate. That's gonna be their main armor. Their shoes are gonna be plated long boots. Their helmets are gonna be flared helmets. And I think their pants are gonna be sneaky chain. I would make them samurai leg plates, but we don't know how to make those. So that's a pity, because those would have come in handy. They're really, really heavy, obviously, but they're also really, really safe, protective, and full of armor. So I think we're going to make sneaky chain cargo pants, probably, for our army. And the rest of the stuff they're going to wear is this. But the doctor has also been super busy on chainmail. So I think she's made 6 chainmail now? 7. Yes, and she's up to specialist grade. So that's really, really, really good. And they're going to wear the chainmail underneath all the rest of that stuff. But I've got to get a bunch of uniforms ready, because we're going to need a bunch of people to take on the Holy Nation. It's going to be a really big undertaking. The more I look at this, the more I realize I've got lots and lots of work to do. It's all coming along nicely though, and I think we're going to get it done here pretty quickly. The great thing about going out on these really, really long excursions though is it gives these people a chance to kind of stockpile building supplies and things like that. We've got loads of resources now, all except for steel bars, because Dusty and Gecko have been making weapons and crossbows and bolts, so those take steel bars, but everything else we're pretty good on. What are we re-upping here? Armor plating, we've got 4 there, 25 in there. Here we've got chainmail sheets being built, 25 chainmail sheets in there. 50 copper alloy plates in there, 100 raw iron in there, 89 raw copper in there, and 25 electrical components there, there, and there, so 75 electrical components all in all. What I have been doing every now and again is emptying one of these crates and selling 25 components to the hivers, and then coming back and filling up the crates. But yeah, we've got loads and loads of resources. Building material 98 in there, 93 in there, 57 and 100 stone in there. We're outputting raw iron from this thing all the time. We're mining raw iron by hand down here, next to the forge. We don't really have any stored. Oh, we've got 5 stored now. That's better. That's good. Iron plates are really at a premium. We've completely run out of iron plates, but that's because you need iron plates to build steel bars. And we're making a load of steel bars. So we've got 14 steel bars right now. That's pretty good. Once Once we have 25 in here, 25 in here, and 5 in here, the iron plates will start going back up. And hopefully that all happens while we're out hunting the Bugmaster. That's the best thing we can hope for, you guys. Who's that? Slave. What are you doing? You want to eat? Ah, yes. Slave is running the hemp farm, and I think it's going pretty well. Let's take Dusty in there and just take a look. He's been doing this for hours, so I think we've got loads and loads of hemp. Probably loads and loads of fabric, too. 50 in there. 25 in there. 5 in there. 1, 0, and 0. Alright, when this one hits 50, he's going to start growing these and just piling them all in these barrels. So we're going to have loads of everything. It's going to be great. The fog is moving towards Fat City. Oh my god. Alright, let's take a look and see where they are. Ooh. That looks like a lot of fog. That looks like a lot of trouble. I wonder if we can see them from here. To be honest, the fog has moved in on Fat City a bunch of times now, and I wasn't impressed any of the times. But all the other times, the fog was represented as 1 dot, and here it's represented as 3, at least 2. So that's a little bit worrying. I also can't see any fogmen, but I'm sure they're on their way. Maybe they're heading for the... maybe they're gonna head for the farm again. That happens quite often. What are all these dots? Who is this? That doesn't seem like a hostile dot, does it? Beast Trader has arrived at Fat City. Are you up at the farm? Yes, you are. That really is a pity. I mean, I don't really need to buy more beasts. Maybe a small new mutton. This farm really gives a lot of false positives because it's right on the edge of Fat City. A lot of people, when trying to come to Fat City, come to this farm, and there's really nothing here. It's pretty bizarre. I was thinking of putting a guard outpost here, but I've got so much work to do right now that that's really way down the list of things to do. Another thing I've done is Hida and Digna that lost their left leg. I've given them the best left legs that I have. I went and found, I think, specialist grade left legs for them. One's a high grade one and one's a specialist grade one. And what they do is they give the legs more hit points, and they also make you faster. So it's in your interest. Obviously, in an emergency, you take what you can get, but it's in your interest to have the best arms and legs fitted to people as possible, because that's going to make them stronger, faster, more efficient, and give them more hit points. Okay, I've got a few more things to do here before we leave, so I'm going to pack everybody who's got a trader's pack with food. I'm going to make sure everybody's in good nick. I've got 4 sleeping bags in Tiny, I think. Let's just check that. Tiny, what do you have on you? He's got 4 sleeping bags. He could do with another 2, because I think he can take stacks of 6, as evidenced by the rice over here. So we should probably make that a full stack. Give everybody that can take loads of food, and get the hell out of here, you guys. Okay, so we've got quite a lot of stuff to do before we leave. I think I'm going to leave it here for today. Tiny looks like he's got some pretty bad veins on his feet. I'm just saying, that does not look healthy, Tiny. Are you turning into a fog beast? You better tell me if you're not feeling well. That doesn't look good at all. I never noticed that before. Anyway, you'll get a chance to walk it off here pretty soon. Okay, so in the next episode we're going to go hunting the Bugmaster. I'm going to try and cover as much ground as humanly possible in those episodes going towards the Bugmaster, because we've been down there before, so there's not a lot of new stuff to see. Obviously, if anything interesting happens or we get attacked by something, we'll stop and take a look at that. We're also going to stop and do a bunch of shopping and trading on the way, but I'm going to try and cover vast distances in the next episode, you guys, just so that we can get down to the Bugmaster as quick as possible and get things done. Let's face it, that 100,000 cats will really help us, you guys. We need a bunch of money. I mean, we have a lot of money now. We're worth 289, almost 300,000 cats, which is nothing to sniff at. Alright, you guys, I'm going to leave it here for today. In the next episode, we'll go hunting the Bugmaster. We'll be on the road again, ready for countless new adventures and mishaps. Thanks again for watching, you guys. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.